Bukayo Saka and 6 other Arsenal players to stay for extra training during international break. Bukayo Saka will be among 7 Arsenal players who remain at the club's training ground during the September international break. Were it not for the spate of injuries plaguing Arsenal, Mikel Arteta might have seen almost his entire squad called up to represent their countries. The team's quality has risen so much that nearly every player in the group now plays at an international level. The only player unlikely to receive a call-up is goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. Unlike David Raya, who's competing closely with Unai Simon for Spain's #1 spot, Kepa finds himself behind several others, including Spain's third-choice keeper, Alex Ramiro. But the 6 others staying behind in London Coney for extra training sessions or rehabilitation are Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Christian Nørgaard, Benjamin White, Gabriel Jesus, and Kai Havertz. Both Havertz and Saka are still working through their recovery programs. The German international looks set to return in the coming weeks, while the English winger, sidelined with a thigh injury sustained against Leeds, could be back as soon as the crucial clash against Manchester City. White has been out since the season opener, but Arteta hinted he's pushing hard to be ready for the Liverpool game. Nørgaard, who hasn't yet made his official debut for the club, is in a similar situation. Gabriel Jesus has been steadily progressing, sharing updates of training on the pitch with the ball after his knee surgery earlier this year. Although a full return this season seems more likely around November or December, his improvements are encouraging. William Saliba, who twisted his ankle before the Liverpool match, was seen walking unaided but limping slightly in the mixed zone by Football.London. The hope is that his injury isn't serious, and that this international break arrives at the perfect time for him to make a strong comeback. Besides these 7 senior players, Arteta will also have the chance to work closely with some promising youngsters. This summer, Arsenal bolstered their youth ranks, including officially signing Marcel Washington, a talented left-back who impressed during trials. Washington, notably, is the son of former Chelsea defender Ryan Bertrand, a pedigree that adds excitement to Arsenal's future prospects. As Arsenal navigates this challenging injury period, the decision to keep key players like Saka and Havertz at London Coney reflects the club's commitment to both immediate recovery and long-term performance. Arteta knows the importance of having these players fully fit and firing as the Premier League season heats up. With tough fixtures ahead, including battles against top-tier teams like Manchester City and Liverpool, every available player will be vital. Bukayo Saka, in particular, carries the weight of expectation. As one of Arsenal's brightest stars and a creative force on the pitch, his return could dramatically lift the team's attacking threat. Fans and pundits alike are eager to see how quickly he can regain full fitness and form. His presence on the field not only boosts Arsenal's chances of securing points but also inspires younger teammates aiming to rise through the ranks. Meanwhile, the extra training sessions offer a valuable opportunity for players like William Saliba and Gabriel Jesus to integrate more deeply with the squad, sharpen their skills, and strengthen chemistry. Jesus' gradual comeback has been a bright spot, with his energy and experience expected to provide a much-needed edge in attack once fully fit. On the youth front, the arrival of Marcel Washington signals Arsenal's ongoing focus on nurturing young talent. His connection to Ryan Bertrand, a respected veteran, adds a layer of excitement and expectation. Arsenal fans are hopeful that Washington can follow in his father's footsteps and contribute significantly to the club's future success. From a broader perspective, the international break also underscores how Arsenal's injury crisis might impact their competitiveness in the Premier League and Europe. With many first-team players sidelined or in recovery, the burden on fit squad members increases, testing Arteta's squad depth and tactical flexibility. However, this period also gives the coaching staff a chance to assess younger talents and prepare the team for the demanding months ahead. In the transfer market, Arsenal's handling of injuries and player development during this break could influence their strategies. If key players return strong, it might reduce the urgency for immediate signings. Conversely, prolonged absences could push the club to explore reinforcements in January. Ultimately, the international break is more than just a pause in fixtures. It's a crucial moment for Arsenal to regroup, heal, and prepare for a pivotal stretch of the season. How well they manage this time could shape their trajectory in the race for top honours this year. Arsenal's complete 25-man squad after a busy transfer deadline day, Mikel Arteta now armed to compete on all fronts. The summer transfer window closed with a bang for Arsenal, as the Gunners wrapped up their business with 8 impressive signings, giving Mikel Arteta the tools he needs to seriously challenge across all 4 competitions this season. The final piece of the puzzle came on deadline day with the arrival of 23-year-old defender Piero Hincapié, joining on a season-long loan from Bayer Leverkusen with an option to buy set around £45 million. Sources reveal that all parties expect this deal to become permanent next summer, highlighting the club's long-term vision. Hincapie's signing marked Arsenal's 8th new addition this summer, a clear signal that Arteta is determined to build a squad capable of fighting for silverware. The recruitment drive started earlier with goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga arriving from Chelsea for £5 million, immediately adding depth between the posts. Then came a big splash for midfield solidity, as Martin Zubimendi, a long-term target, committed to a 5-year contract for just over £55 million. His arrival brings creativity, tenacity, and a proven pedigree to the engine room. Christian Norgod's £10 million signing from Brentford, plus add-ons, and Noni Maduke's £52 million move from Chelsea followed swiftly, boosting midfield and wing options. Meanwhile, defender Christian Mosquera's move from Valencia, valued at around £13 million, gives Arsenal defensive versatility. The attacking department was strengthened significantly with the capture of Victor Gyökeres from Sporting CP for an initial £55 million, plus £8 million in potential add-ons. The Swedish forward has already shown promise, netting 2 goals in his first 3 appearances. Perhaps the most eye-catching signing was Eberechi Eze, who appeared destined for Tottenham but was ultimately snapped up by Arsenal for a club record £67.5 million from Crystal Palace. This deal underlines Arsenal's ambition and willingness to outbid rivals for top talent. If Hincapie's loan turns permanent as expected, Arsenal summer spending will top an eye-watering £300 million, a statement of intent to compete at the highest level. Departures and squad balance. Of course, new arrivals meant some departures. Jakub Kiwior joined Porto on a season-long loan with an option to buy for €27 million, while Albert Sambi Lokonga moved on to Bundesliga side Hamburg for an undisclosed fee. Fovio Vieira also headed to Hamburg on loan with an option to buy. Reiss Nelson and Oleksandr Zinchenko went out on loans to Brentford and Nottingham Forest, respectively. Karl Hein was loaned out earlier in the window to Werder Bremen. Meanwhile, veterans Jorginho, Thomas Partey, Kieran Tierney, and Takahiro Tomiyasu were released, and Nuno Tavares and Marquinhos left for Lazio and Cruzeiro at minimal fees. What this means for Arteta's Arsenal. With the squad now set, Arteta has spoken openly about feeling more prepared than ever to cope with the injury crises that plagued last season. The arrival of Arrizabalaga creates genuine competition for David Raya in goal, while the defense is deeper and more versatile. William Saliba and Gabriel can expect some relief, knowing that Mosquera and Hincapie are reliable backup options. In midfield, Arteta's preferred trio will likely be Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard, a powerhouse combination. But the depth is impressive, with Norgod, Merino, Ethan Nwaneri, and Eze providing quality alternatives. In fact, Eze looks ready to push for a starting spot, whether as a creative midfielder or further forward. Up front, Maduke's arrival boosts competition and depth alongside Bukayo Saka, while Gyökeres hopes to replicate his previous English League success. Meanwhile, Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus remain valuable options once fully fit, giving Arteta plenty of firepower to rotate and adapt. Arsenal's final 25-man squad for the 2025 season. Goalkeepers, David Raya, Kepa Arrizabalaga, set forward. Defenders, Benjamin White, Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel, Christian Mosquera, Calafiori, Piero Hincapie, Lewis Skelly. Midfielders, Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, Christian Norgod, Mikel Merino, Martin Odegaard, Ethan Nwaneri. Forwards, Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Eberechi Eze, Kai Havertz, Victor Gyökeres, Noni Maduke. With this revamped and deep squad, Arsenal is not just prepared, they're hungry and ready to make a statement this season. Arteta's challenge now is to harness this talent and keep them fit, focused, and firing on all cylinders as the race for trophies begins. The Emirates faithful have plenty to be excited about.